Hello everyone, hope you're all fine and everything in your lives is also going fine, or at least you have things in your control. Well, um, all my family members on this YouTube channel and all those who are still not our family members but are going to become our family members very quickly by subscribing to the channel are also welcome, and do of course subscribe to the channel, become our family members, like and share, and together we will embark on a journey of knowledge and wisdom and practicality and positivity and power by controlling our lives, controlling our health also, controlling our lives also, because healthy living is actually good living, and if you are not healthy enough you cannot do anything. So that's why I have brought here organic cooking recipes for all of you, because health comes first. And of course we have the main segment is HR training workshops, online training workshops in HR, and you can get both these things free of cost here on this channel. Become a part of our family and grow with us. And today I'm going to bring you the recipe of semolina dessert with puris. Now, semolina dessert is made in many ways. I have already uploaded one other way of making semolina and egg dessert that is different than this one. This dessert specifically I like with puris a lot. That also, semolina and egg dessert can be eaten with puris, but this one goes really well with puris according to my taste. Maybe you will like that one, but today I'm going to disclose to you how I make this semolina dessert with puri. So before we start off and start discussing how this dessert is going to be made, click quickly, very quickly, click the subscribe button and become a family member. First of all, I'm going to disclose to you what ingredients and what quantity of the ingredients we are going to use to make this dessert. Well, as you can see, I have two mugs here, they are of equal size. I have taken one full mug of semolina and 3/4 of a mug of sugar. Okay, this is the ratio that you are going to use. You can take a cup also. I have taken a mug is bigger, and these are big mugs. Mug is bigger than a cup. I wanted to make a lot of dessert, semolina dessert, so you can take a cup. So if you take one full cup of semolina, you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Okay, so the ratio remains the same. You can make it different. You can take 2 mugs also. Okay, but adjust the ratio accordingly. Then in this much 1 mug of semolina, I am going to use almost 2 teaspoons of fennel seed powder. Okay, 2 teaspoons of fennel seed powder. And remember, I just took raw full fennel seeds and I made this powder in my own grinder. Okay, it's completely organic. You can do that too. Make it organic for yourself, for your health, for the health of others. Then, because we have 1 mug of semolina, I am going to add 3 mugs of water to it while cooking. So the water is in the jug. These are 3 mugs of water that I will then add to my semolina dessert. And besides that, I will need some oil. Oil is there with you. How much oil you will need? I think almost 1.5 cup of oil will go into this dessert, semolina dessert of 1 mug quantity. But I'll tell you how to adjust your oil. Okay, add the oil to a cooking pot, okay, and put it on the stove and add the semolina to it. Look, it's looking so nice dropping into the oil. And you see, after it has all dropped into the oil, I have mixed it with a spoon, and this is the look that it's given. It's soaked in oil, but the oil is not excessive. Okay, if you want a little more oil, you can add a little more oil. So what is the yardstick of adding oil to the semolina is this: you add some oil to the pot, add some semolina to it, mix it, and see if it's completely soaked in oil, or if you need more oil, you can add more oil. Okay, so that is the yardstick of adding how much oil you need for this semolina dessert. Okay, you can add a little more oil if you want your semolina dessert to be oily. Okay, it depends upon your choice. Then you see I'm adding my fennel seed powder to my oil and semolina that's mixed up. I am adding my fennel seed powder to it because that is going to cook with the semolina, and it will give a very nice aroma. It will give a very nice taste as well. So you see, with the help of a spoon, I have mixed that fennel seed powder into my semolina, and on very low heat I am going to cook it. Okay, I am going to brown my semolina on very low heat. It should be on very low heat, otherwise it will get burnt and it will not be properly cooked. So cook it on very low heat. Keep mixing while you are cooking it, browning it in very little quantity of oil, so that it doesn't get burnt and it becomes it will change color. It will become a nice brownish kind of semolina now in a few minutes time. But you will have to do this while standing on the stove. You will have to do it with the help of a spoon. Keep mixing, don't let it burn. Okay, once it's done, the semolina is browned, then what are you going to do? You're going to add your 3 mugs of water into the semolina, and slowly and gradually you will add the water, and then it will become this thin. And then after you have added the water and you have mixed it, if it's browned properly, slowly gradually add the water and keep mixing so that lumps do not form. And if it's browned properly, lumps will not form. Okay, brown it properly and then slowly and gradually keep dropping in the water and keep mixing it with a spoon so that lumps do not form. After you have added the water, now you will add the sugar, 3/4 of a mug of sugar to your cooking pot. Why did I not add the sugar first and the water afterwards? Well, the simple reason is because the semolina was too hot. It was browned in oil and very, very hot. If I had added sugar first to it, the sugar would have caramelized, and also not mixed up well into the semolina dessert. Because of that, when you eat it, then afterwards, sugar lumps come into your mouth. So that's why sugar granules rather come into your mouth, and that doesn't feel good. That's why first add the water, mix it well, and then add the sugar, because then the temperature will be lowered and the sugar then will get mixed up in the dessert very easily, and sugar granules you will not feel when eating. Okay, now you can increase the heat. Okay, increase the flame now, turn it to medium heat now, and keep mixing and keep mixing. And you see the first pic shows you how while I'm mixing it, the consistency is becoming thicker. In the second one now it has become even thicker. So the semolina dessert is getting ready. And you see here, it's looking so nice now. It's almost ready. It becomes thicker, the consistency, and then the dessert becomes ready. The way it is now coming off the sides of the pan also, you can see that. And I'm mixing it round and round, and you can see the dessert is now ready. Now the dessert is ready. Now what we are going to do is we are going to make puris. And how are we going to make puris? For that, we will be using some white flour and some wheat flour and a bit of baking powder also, and some oil also and some water. Well, I'll tell you what the proportion is going to be. Take 1 plus 1/4 of a mug of white flour, okay, and take 3/4 of a mug of wheat flour, okay, and to them you are going to add half a cup of oil. It's there, you can see it there, and you're going to add half a teaspoon of baking powder as well. If you want to add a pinch of salt, you can add a pinch of salt to it. If you do not want to add a pinch of salt, that's okay. And then you will also need some water, because now we are going to need the flour for puris. So you see, I am adding baking powder to my wheat flour, and of course adding also white flour to the wheat flour. We're going to mix them all up, and of course this is what we will be doing basically now. Then after these dried things are mixed, as you can see, I'm mixing them up with a spoon. Then I add the oil, half a cup of oil to them, okay. Add oil to these things then, and mix it up again with the help of a spoon. So you see, I'm now mixing up the oil with the help of a spoon into the flour, and this is the kind of consistency that you will get, kind of lumps of flour that you will get, because the oil is not so much that it will soak into the flour completely, it will be like this. And then I have kneaded that flour by adding a little water also to it. Now little by little I'll add some water and knead it like simple flour, and after I've kneaded it, as you can see, I have made it into small balls. Now small balls are ready. Mixed wheat flour and maida flour balls are now ready with me to make puris of, okay. And at this stage, on one side on the stove, I will put a wok, and you see I've taken this big whole strainer kind of thing with a long handle to make puris, to dip them and to take them out of the oil while I'm cooking them. If you have this is really good. Otherwise you can use a simple spatula if you have that. So you put the oil in a wok and put it on the stove and heat it, okay. It should be well heated before our puri goes in. On the other hand, then you are going to take your rolling board and your rolling pin and take one ball that you made and spread it out onto your rolling board with the help of the rolling pin, like I have done here. You can see the puri is rolled out now, and it's so thin that you can actually see the lines of the board through it, okay. It will be so thin, that thin. And when the oil is heated enough, I'm going to now put in the puri into the oil from the side, slowly drop it in, because if you splash it into the oil will be too hot and you will burn yourself. So be very, very careful about dropping in the puri from the side of the wok. Let it go into the oil, okay. And for a few seconds, just leave it there. As you see in the oil, the heated oil, it's already, the flour is bubbling up, the puri is bubbling up, and you take your spatula, or you take this thing that I have with me, this kind of spatula, and you turn it over, and be very quick about it. Don't give it a lot of time to cook on one side, okay. And you turn it over quickly, flip it over quickly, and it's already cooked on one side. And then you flip it on the other side, and it will be very quickly cooked on the other side too. If you give a lot of time to the puri in the oil, what will happen? It will become brittle, and it will not be soft at all, and you will not be able to enjoy it properly then. And now my puri is ready, so I'm taking it out of the oil. And here it's out of the oil and onto the kitchen towel. Okay, because the excessive oil will be absorbed by the kitchen towel before we serve it. Okay, do that. So it's a nice puri now. It's ready. It's soft. It's not very crispy because and if you like crispy puris, then you will have to leave it in for a few more seconds in the oil. But if you like them soft, then make them this way. And soft puris, I think, sound better, don't they? And here you go in a very desi style. Now I have my halwa, my semolina dessert in my clay dish here. It's served in a clay dish, and with it we have the puris on a kitchen towel. And so the halwa and the puri or the semolina dessert with puri is ready to be served to your family, to your friends, to your hotel guests, and to yourself, to kids. Kids also like it a lot. This halwa also, this semolina dessert also, kids like a lot. So you can give it to them to eat too, and it's very healthy, very nourishing for kids. Semolina is very good for kids. So for grown-ups also, but for kids who are in the developing age, they should eat semolina. It's very good for them. So your recipe is ready. Now use it any way you like. Normally it's eaten in breakfast, and even in dinners, in different wedding functions, this halwa puri is served. This semolina dessert with puri served in different wedding functions as well at night. So it can be eaten any way. And another thing that you can eat with puri is potatoes, yummy potatoes that I have already uploaded the recipe of on this channel, Life Themes with Fariha Habib. And besides that, you can also eat them with chickpeas and potatoes. That recipe I will upload. Okay, for you I will also upload that recipe. So puris can be eaten with semolina dessert, with potatoes, and with chickpeas as well. I will upload the chickpea recipe also for you soon. Chickpea and potatoes, they also sound very nice with puris. So like, share, and all those who are still not our family members, click the subscribe button and become our family members. Enjoy newer organic recipes, healthy recipes, and besides that, enjoy self-grooming and growth with the HR training workshops. So embark on this journey of improvement and growth with us. Stay healthy, stay happy, eat well, give nice things to others also to eat, and get their praise. Cheers.